In the tapestry of your shared history, the threads of your relationship were woven with a tumultuous and often bewildering blend of hot and cold energies. This dynamic, at its very core, was an unvarnished reflection of the profound emotional peaks and valleys that both of you navigated, sometimes with exhilaration, often with trepidation. There were those incandescent moments, ablaze with an almost unbearable intensity of passion, where your souls seemed to merge into a singular, vibrant flame, illuminating every corner of your existence with a blinding light of connection. Yet, these soaring highs were invariably followed by the searing heat of impassioned arguments, clashes of will that felt like seismic tremors shaking the very foundations of your bond. And then, the chilling descent into periods of profound, isolating silence, a silence so heavy it could suffocate, a void that echoed with unspoken words and unresolved hurts. This relentless emotional roller coaster, with its dizzying ascents and precipitous plunges, was undeniably exhausting, draining your spirits and testing the very limits of your endurance. But, paradoxically, it also stood as an undeniable testament to the sheer depth of feeling that pulsed beneath the surface, a raw and potent current that bound you together, even through the most turbulent storms. It was a love that defied easy categorization, a connection that, despite its pain, was undeniably alive, vibrant, and deeply felt. However, a pivotal and profoundly significant shift began to unfold within the intricate dance of your relationship. It was a subtle yet powerful turning point, as both of you, almost simultaneously, began to redirect your gaze inward, focusing with renewed intensity on yourselves and the individual life purposes that called to your deepest being. This wasn't a retreat born of dwindling love or a fading of affection, quite the contrary. It was a conscious, deliberate decision, a mature recognition of the imperative to prioritize personal growth, self-discovery, and the arduous yet ultimately rewarding journey of self-improvement. It was an understanding that for the shared garden of your love to truly flourish, each individual root needed to grow strong and deep within its own soil. This period of introspection, while necessary, created a new kind of space between you, a space that, for a time, felt less like separation and more like a quiet, individual pilgrimage. Yet, amidst this evolving landscape, an utterly unexpected and profoundly unsettling development began to surface, a twist in the narrative that neither of you could have foreseen. Your person, the one with whom you had woven an intricate tapestry of countless shared memories, the one whose presence had once been a familiar comfort, began to develop an intense, almost consuming obsession for you. It was a shift from companionship to a desperate, unyielding fixation, born from a sudden, stark realization of what had been lost. In the annals of your shared past, your presence in their life had been nothing short of a divine constant. You were always there, a steadfast beacon in their often turbulent world, a quiet, unwavering force. You poured out your time, your boundless energy, and an ocean of unconditional love, never once pausing to tally the cost or expecting anything in return. You were their rock, their immutable anchor in a sea of uncertainties, the one fixed point they could always rely upon when the ground beneath them felt like shifting sand. With a heart of boundless compassion, you forgave them for every stumble, every misstep, every painful mistake, choosing always to peer beyond the surface imperfections and behold the inherent goodness that resided within them, despite their glaring flaws. Your capacity for grace was limitless, your understanding profound. But, tragically, they failed to truly grasp the monumental significance of your love and the immeasurable gift of your forgiveness. They took your unwavering presence, your boundless affections, and your quiet devotion for granted, like an eternal spring that would never run dry. They simply did not comprehend the profound depth of your feelings for them, mistaking your steadfastness for an endless, unearned supply. It was a blindness born of complacency, a tragic oversight that would ultimately cost them dearly. It wasn't until you, with a newfound clarity and an indomitable spirit, made the courageous decision to reclaim your inherent power, to step back into the fullness of your own being, that the scales began to fall from their eyes. Only then did they begin, with a chilling jolt, to truly understand the immense value of what they had so carelessly squandered. With a strength that surprised even yourself, you walked away from a situation that had become manipulative, toxic, and utterly draining to your soul. This was not a retreat of weakness, but an advance of profound self-respect, a conscious choice to prioritize your own well-being over the corrosive embrace of a relationship that was slowly diminishing your light. This decision, though born of necessity, was far from easy. It demanded an immense reservoir of inner strength and an almost superhuman measure of courage. Every fiber of your being resisted the pain of detachment, yet your spirit knew it was an essential, non-negotiable step for your continued personal growth and the preservation of your sacred well-being. It was an act of profound self-love, a declaration that your peace was paramount. Your decisive choice to cease the endless pursuit, to stop chasing after their elusive affections, reverberated through their world like a thunderclap. It was the ultimate wake-up call, a jarring realization that struck them with the force of an undeniable truth: if they failed to cherish and value what they possessed, it would not, could not, last forever. The illusion of your eternal availability shattered, leaving them confronted with the stark reality of their actions. They now find themselves consumed by a profound sense of regret, a heavy burden of remorse for the mind games they played, the emotional manipulation they wielded, and the immeasurable pain they so thoughtlessly inflicted upon you. The weight of their past behavior presses down upon them, a constant reminder of their folly. Throughout the tumultuous journey of your connection, your love for them remained a steadfast, unwavering force, transcending the boundaries of time, the vastness of distance, and the shifting sands of circumstance. Your love was a rare and precious gem, pure in its intention, selfless in its giving, and utterly unwavering in its devotion. It was a love that asked for nothing in return, simply existing in its own magnificent truth. Yet, in their profound misunderstanding, they mistakenly believed you were just like all the others who had come and gone in their life, transient figures who would abandon them at the first whisper of trouble, the slightest hint of difficulty. They were tragically blind to the extraordinary depth of your affection, unable to perceive the incredible lengths you were willing to go, the sacrifices you were prepared to make, all for the sake of your shared bond. The stark realization has now dawned upon them, a painful truth that cuts to the bone: their inconsistent behavior, their erratic shifts between warmth and coldness, had slowly but surely worn you down, eroding your spirit and exhausting your patience. They now understand, with a clarity that is both agonizing and illuminating, that their very actions, their unpredictable nature, were the undeniable force that pushed you away, causing you to instinctively, necessarily, distance yourself from them. This profound and painful realization has compelled them into a period of deep introspection, forcing them to reflect with brutal honesty upon their past actions and the devastating, far-reaching consequences of their behavior. It is a reckoning, a moment of truth that they can no longer escape. In a powerful and transformative response to their past actions, you began a profound journey of reinvestment, pouring your precious energy and focus back into your own life goals, your aspirations, and the dreams that had perhaps lain dormant for too long. You made a conscious and courageous choice to dedicate yourself fully to your personal growth and, most importantly, to your own happiness. This was not an act of selfishness, but of profound self-preservation and self-love. You decided, unequivocally, to put yourself first, to prioritize your own needs and desires, recognizing that your cup must be full before you could truly pour into another. This radical shift in focus has proven to be a truly significant turning point, not just in your individual journey, but in the subtle, unspoken dynamics of your relationship. It has rebalanced the scales, shifting the power back to where it rightfully belongs, within your own sovereign being. From the depths of my being, I must confess that the longing I feel for you now is a vast, aching chasm, far greater than you could possibly comprehend, a sorrow that transcends mere words. Every corner I turn, every familiar street I walk down, every mundane object upon which I lay my eyes, they all seem to bear some haunting semblance to you, a ghostly echo of your presence. It is as if the very universe itself has conspired against me, weaving a cruel tapestry of reminders of your absence, amplifying the immense void that your departure has left within the very fabric of my life. This pervasive emptiness is a constant, suffocating companion. The most excruciating, soul-wrenching part of it all is the sheer, unbearable reality of not having you here with me. Not being able to reach out and touch the warmth of your skin, to feel the comforting embrace of your presence, to hear the melodic sound of your laughter filling the air. Your absence is not merely an emotional ache, it is a physical pain, a constant, throbbing reminder of the vast, desolate distance that now stretches endlessly between us. The silence that has descended upon us is not merely quiet, it is deafening, a stark, brutal contrast to the vibrant symphony of our past. There were times when our conversations would fill every corner of the room, when our words would intertwine and dance, creating a harmonious melody of shared thoughts, dreams, and profound feelings. This suffocating silence, this agonizing lack of communication, is something I find utterly unbearable, a constant, cruel reminder of the insurmountable chasm that has formed between our once inseparable souls. I believe, with a heavy heart, that this is the longest we have ever gone without the solace of seeing each other, without the comfort of hearing each other's voices. It is a record I never wished to set, a grim milestone I never desired to reach in the narrative of our lives. Every morning, as the first tentative rays of sunlight timidly peek through my window, casting long, hopeful shadows across my room, my hand instinctively reaches for my phone. My heart, a frantic drum within my chest, races with a desperate, almost foolish hope as I unlock the screen, praying against all logic that I would see your name illuminated there, a beacon of connection. I yearn, with an aching intensity, for a call or a simple message from you, any sign, however small, that you are thinking of me, that you miss me with even a fraction of the intensity with which I miss you. But then, with a brutal, unyielding force, reality inevitably sets in, shattering the fragile illusion. I am left staring at a blank screen, the cold, hard truth hitting me like a ton of bricks, crushing my fleeting hope. The devastating realization washes over me. I was the one who ruined everything. I was the one who, in my foolishness, shattered our magical bond, the one who broke the sacred connection that once seemed utterly unbreakable, impervious to any storm. Honestly, in all our past disagreements, all our misunderstandings, I never, not for a single moment, truly believed you would walk away this time. We had weathered so many storms together, navigated so many treacherous, choppy waters, always finding our way back to each other. We had always, miraculously, managed to mend our broken pieces, to painstakingly rebuild our connection, brick by emotional brick. But this time, it is profoundly, terrifyingly different. You are silent, utterly silent, not uttering a single word, not giving the slightest indication of your thoughts or your feelings. This silence is a torment, a constant question mark that hangs heavy in the air between us. I implore you, from the deepest chambers of my soul, to send me some signs, any indication, however subtle, that you still think of me, that I still occupy a space within your heart. I need to know, with every fiber of my being, that you are still hopeful about our connection, that you haven't, in your quiet resolve, given up on us entirely. Trust me, when I tell you this, it is the absolute truth. You are all I think about. You are the very first thought that gently, or sometimes forcefully, crosses my mind when I awaken each morning, and the last, lingering one before I drift off into the oblivion of sleep. You inhabit my dreams, weaving through the landscapes of my subconscious, and you are a constant, vivid presence in my waking thoughts, an indelible imprint on my mind. Without you, I feel profoundly incomplete, a fragmented being searching for its missing piece. Your unwavering emotional support, your profound understanding, your boundless love, these are not mere luxuries, they are the very essence of what I need to face the relentless challenges of life, to navigate the complexities of existence. You are my rock, my steadfast anchor, my only true safe haven in a world that often feels chaotic and overwhelming. Without you, I simply cannot imagine what my future would look like. The canvas of my tomorrow remains hauntingly blank. You are an integral, irreplaceable part of my life, a crucial piece of the intricate puzzle that, once found, finally completes the picture of my existence. You have, in your gentle yet powerful way, given profound meaning to my very being. You have shown me, with a clarity I never thought possible, what it truly feels like to be loved, to be cherished beyond measure, to be valued for who I am. You have taught me the true, beautiful essence of love and companionship, lessons etched permanently upon my soul. And now, how could you possibly leave me, abandon me, when I am, with every ounce of my being, trying desperately to pave the way for us, to forge a new path forward? How could you walk away, turn your back, when I am doing everything within my power to make things right, to fix what has been broken, to mend what has been so cruelly torn apart between us? I implore you, with the desperate plea that echoes in the chambers of my heart, to reconsider, to give us another chance, to allow our love, which I know still exists, to find its way back to us, to reclaim its rightful place. Because, without you, my world is an empty, desolate place, a monochrome existence devoid of color and light. Without you, I am just a ship lost at sea, adrift and without a compass, a bird with a broken wing, unable to soar, a song without a melody, forever incomplete. You are the missing piece of my puzzle, the indispensable key to my happiness, the enduring love of my life. And I miss you, oh, I miss you far more deeply, more profoundly, than you could ever realize. In the annals of your past, your partner, in a misguided attempt to assert control and dictate the terms of your connection, had adopted a deliberate strategy of creating distance between you two. This was their calculated way of managing the situation, their flawed attempt to steer the course of your relationship according to their own terms, their own perceived needs. They genuinely believed that by keeping themselves at arm's length, by maintaining a careful emotional distance, they could effectively dictate the dynamics of your relationship, ensuring they held the reins of power. However, a profound and undeniable realization has now dawned upon them, a truth that has shaken their carefully constructed world. They now see, with a clarity that is both painful and undeniable, that you are no longer willing to play into this old, manipulative dynamic. You have made a firm, unshakable decision, a resolute choice that marks a significant and irreversible shift in your approach towards this relationship. You have decided, with an admirable strength, to cease all contact, to no longer reach out to them, to hold your ground until they are truly ready to step up, to meet you where you are. You are patiently, yet firmly, waiting for them to show genuine initiative, to take the very first, courageous step towards mending the fractured threads of your relationship. This powerful decision of yours is not a mere whim, not a fleeting emotion, but a well-thought-out plan, a strategic move born of self-respect and a deep understanding of what you deserve. You want them to feel truly ready, genuinely compelled, to initiate the conversation, to take the next, crucial step towards rebuilding this sacred connection. This unwavering stance has left your partner reeling, grappling with a profound sense of exclusion, a chilling feeling of being left out in the cold, experiencing the very distance they once so carelessly imposed.